Viola. I think we are good to go. Well, greetings and welcome to Mofo TV. Definitely tonight actually we are addressing a deeply disturbing and tragic event that has shaken our nation. That is the assassination of a Kasipul member of parliament who is Charles Ong'Ondo Were. Definitely that is the most trending issue tonight, and that is what we should be discussing today. And our guests who definitely usually transact the issues with on our digital eye, that is Vincent Okinda, is currently end up somewhere on a traffic jam, but will immediately be joining us later on. So definitely there have been some issues about the same, that is assassination, but then there's also have had a number of issues that has been on the same. That is about the major developing story that has already introduced, which is with the reports highlighting the shock and the grief following the shooting death in Nairobi, and also the investigations are underway, and these families calling for answers regarding the security of the member of parliament who was just assassinated in the around Nairobi. So definitely that is another issue, the major issue that we shall be discussing. Also today has been a holiday, that is Labor Day, celebrations and workers issues, where today being the Labor Day, there has been a significant coverage of events and speeches. We are having the key topics, including the calls of better wages by Atwoli, who is a court secretary, has been advocating for deductions based on net pay. We also had the cost of living and the President Ruto's remarks on job creation and economic reforms, where we've had so many reports indicating that workers feel there isn't much to celebrate due to the current economic hardship. We also had Tolly still saying that we need to regulate our social media, definitely, because we've had some number of youths misusing and maybe the freedom of social expression in the social media, calling for President Ruto's to ouster in office, that is And then definitely on the finance bill has also been a major issue today, and we've had discussions and reactions. That is on the finance bill 2025. We saw the finance bill 2024 bringing so many issues that has actually sparked so many reactions, seeing BBC also covering a documentary on the same about the blood parliament that is trending. And now we are coming in, we're almost edging to the financial year, that's June. We shall be also discussing about the finance bill 2025, where we've had discussions and reactions to the proposed finance bill continue to be a trending issue. We also with the debates surrounding potential tax changes and their impacts. And also on the other issues about the President Ruto's engagement. We've had various news outlets covering President Ruto's activities and statements, including the Labor Day speech that actually gave out today, and his defense of government policies, and his remarks on international relations, e.g. that is the ties with China. We also have other social and political issues where reports also cover topics like land disputes, education funding, and the passing of former Maseno School principal Paul Otuola, where there is so much that we are going to actually to transact today on the digital eye. So if you are those who are the new, actually those guys who are streaming in and you're new on this platform, kindly consider subscribing. My name is Bobby J, Big Boy Jesse, Pablito Jesse Julius Mcheni, and those who are joining us live, welcome back. This is the digital eye. Definitely behind the cameras is the eagle himself, Collins, and our director who is a Boge himself, they call him SL Media, director SL Media. And also on the other end, the guy who is the host of the Ong'Ondo show, who was actually to join us on this digital eye, but definitely he's held up in the traffic, but he'll be with us some few minutes to come. So as discussing about this issue to do with the assassination, there are so many people talking about it. Everyone wants to speak about it. But who is this Were Charles Ong'Ondo? He's an MP of Kasipul. Is it Kasipul? I think my director will be talking about the same. Now, this guy, what happened is that there's so many people who are negative about the death. And there are a number of people also who are positive about the death. Why? Because there's a number of remarks that has actually been surfacing on online, definitely about him, that he's been a dictator, definitely he's been, he's been involved. That is just some allegation that he's been involved in a number of cases that has led to the death of a number of youths, those who are pro and anti, those who are anti his leadership, that is back to his constituency. So, there's something before, away from that, I want us now to discuss how was this assassination carried out? How did it take place about the Charles Ong'Ondo, where after that is the attack, and then we also talk about how it was actually taken down, and how does the order of the path, it's about the same. So the Charles Ong'Ondo actually was shot dead on the evening of April, that was 30th, 2025 in Nairobi. And then the attack occurred on Ngong Road. Definitely it's a busy highway, while his vehicle stopped at a traffic light. So what has been actually, what has come out clearly is that this guy, this MP, just from the parliament, he some threats about, on the assassination of his life, definitely. But so he had to change a car. So the car he was using, he had to use another different brand of a car, white in color. And what happens is that on a traffic light, when they stopped, there were some gunmen on our motorcycle, two of them, that who carried out the attack. And we had the reports that indicate that they had been trailing his vehicle for as a distance. So definitely they were keeping watch, and then of course they had a calculated move about the same. So they had the gunmen targeted the MP, where we had the report saying that one of them, definitely who had boarded the motorcycle, had maybe, I think for a number of kilometers, they were after him, the motorcycle. And then, so when the car that had actually ferrying this MP Ong'Ondo stopped at the traffic lights, we saw them. Actually, it's reported that the gunmen on a close range had to actually I don't know if this my sound is so well. Director, I think, is working on it. So what are they saying? The gunmen targeted the MP with the report saying that one of them, and actually on a close range, had a shot to this MP. We are told the driver and the bodyguard were reported to be unharmed. So what will these targetings and the premeditated about the same? The police have stated that the attack appears to be a targeted and a premeditated assassination, with suggestions that the killing was a planned and that the MP was specifically targeted. So why should this be a target? Why should he be a target? Definitely there are some speculations about maybe a failed deal, maybe a misunderstanding about some deal elsewhere, because why should somebody just come in and target you when definitely in Nairobi? Now, there's also concerns about the same. On our busy highway, we've heard it that there are some CCTV cameras, definitely. But then there is no footage that has come out clear till now, not unless if it's going to come in some hours later, about how the plan was carried out or how the shooting was carried out along definitely the Gong Road. So after some times now, the threats now, what are these threats that are actually posing about the same conduct? Is that the reports indicate that this MP Charles Ong'Ondo had previously voiced concerns about the threats to his life that I already mentioned earlier. And now we have reactions and investigations definitely that are going on. We've had President William Ruto, who has called for a thorough investigation into the killing. We've also had other political figures, definitely the former Prime Minister, Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, who has joined the broad-based government, has also condemned the assassination, having given a letter and a statement from the ODM. And then there are also calls from the family of the deceased for speedy and through investigation about the same. We've had MPs actually visiting the morgue with some heavy guzzlers coming in, also been calling for the DCI to perform a thorough investigation, where we've had also the Mumias East MP, Mumias East MP, who has also actually called about the same, Peter Salasia. The problem, I mean, he was requesting about how can he come with some special gadgets. He never mentioned the gadgets himself, but he mentioned the gadgets, that how we can come up with the gadgets that are able to sense suspicions or threats on our roads. But could there be? I don't know if those guys who are well versed with the IT can help us in that. But then there's also another issue that we added to. In fact, as Omo for TV, those are not our opinions, but we are condemning the act, and we explain our strong condemnation of the assassination as a heinous and unacceptable act, and therefore we're emphasizing that such violence has no place in our democratic society. And therefore now, how the nature of the act, I don't know if we can now maybe highlight the targeted nature. There's some policies preliminary assessment that this was a premeditated and maybe targeted assassination days, but this underscores the seriousness of the crime. Why? Also want to briefly describe how the attack unfolded. Gunmen on a motorcycle shooting at a close range while the vehicle was stopped. Does it mean, definitely it was still earlier, around 7:30 when the act had been carried out? Does it mean that we had no traffic police on the way? Does it mean that definitely the bodyguard was not armed? But why should we just shoot the MP and then leave the driver and also leave the bodyguard? Does it even raise concerns? Because if this happened at their eyesight, that means they are able to tell. If they're able to to see the faces of those guys, if they were able maybe to, at least there are people who should be under an arrest, maybe to go discuss this issue well with the DCI. So that is what actually is has been taking place. And now what happens, the aftermath of such a thing, what should happen? We are having the laws of a constituent in the nation. So we have had such a case definitely about the MCA who from the Madari North, who actually is claimed that he was poisoned and then definitely he is lost. So there seems to be having some political assassinations coming back in our nation. Do we call ourselves democratic? if such things are happening in our nation, at a time where we're expecting a finance bill, at a time where we are having the anti-government are joining the government to form a broad-based government. So those are some of the concerns that we need to raise as a country, where now the issue also over security, the concerns about security over the MPs, the security over our common mwananchi. If such a public figure as an MP in a country, such a thing, heinous thing can happen to him, what can happen to a common mwananchi? So today, we are not going to have so much fun on our show, because we are talking about things that are pertinent to our nation, things that are not to make fun of, but definitely that is what we had planned for you. I don't know if there is any comments being made on that are being forwarded to me. Maybe we see who are joining in. Good. I think they are still being sent in. So now the implications about the same. What are the impacts on the political climate? We are seeing assassinations being carried out. Do they create fear and uncertainty within the political sphere? We also need to touch upon the potential broader implications on the country's political stability. Does it mean it will interfere with the unity, the peace in our country? Now, is the rule of law being upheld? Because this one underscores the importance of upholding the rule of law and ensuring that those responsible are held accountable to prevent future such incidents. We've seen now also some Ogola who actually left men, and people are not satisfied with the report that was given with the military. We've seen also talked about the MCA who was gone. A number of people have actually lost their lives in some act that cannot be explained. So what is it? How do we have to prevent this such an incident from occurring again later in life? So definitely that is what we've been talking about, the digital eye. And I know next time we shall still have more to talk about. We've seen Pope Francis, who actually was buried the other day, and there's the process of choosing a new pope is still underway, where we've had a number of I think there are one or two from Ghana who is actually reading the rest to be selected, maybe on those who representatives from Africa. So there's so many things that are coming in that happened from the political scope. We have the economic scope. We have the actually also sports and arena, where we shall have Vincent taking charge of that. So many thanks for those who've been joining the discussion on the same. There's still so much to be discussed, but for that, I think we have to call it a day. And many thanks to our cameraman that's been behind the cameras, director, and many people coming in. And my name is BJ Big Boy Jesse Publisher Julius Msheni, kaka, braza, kijana bila mazua. Mambo ni mingi, lakini kila wakati tunajipanga ili tuyaitimize, tuifanikishe kaisho ya digital TV. Ebu, mambo vipi? Naona kijana anakuja anajipanga panga mzuri. Mambo ya kuchelewa ndio mbaya. Sasa wewe. Sasa ulikuwa uvae kitu. Yo.
Welcome again wherever you are streaming from, and we are back. I think after Kijana Bila Mazua, call him Pablito Jesse Julius, has taken you through the digital eye. Of course, you've gotten an opportunity to know what is happening when it comes. I don't know if director, you're getting my sound? Unapata sauti yangu director? Sawa basi. I don't know what, okay, so it's all right. Yeah, so I think you've gotten an opportunity to know much about how maybe Kasipul Kabondo MP, that is Charles Were, was shot dead yesterday in a cold blood maybe scuffle yesterday that happened around City Mortuary. I think when you drop in your comments, you'll get to know because investigations are underway. And we are waiting for the final report from the DCI investigation from the government of Kenya, of course. The head of state, that is the William Samoei Ruto, has given his view on the same felt for the people of Kasipul Kabondo. And of course, he has given the authority to have a quick and a very fast investigation so that the people of Kenya, the people of Kasipul Kabondo can get their feedback as fast as they can. And then, of course, mazishi inaendelea hapo underway. So, yeah, that is it, what is happening. And on the other side, of course, you remember maybe that is Jesse Julius is held up with some issues, 1-2, but he didn't have maybe that maybe much. Because he was on the other side. So you get it clearly that it is not the first assassination that is happening in the Republic of Kenya. Assassinations have been happening since Tom Mboya, Speaker of Pio Gamapinto, the Parklands MP, who was assassinated, of course, in the Republic of Kenya. We have a good number of people or politicians, of course, who have been assassinated. One from Kisumu Central. So there is an urge to take care of the same when it comes to these assassinations, because when they happen, we tend to lose whatever it is the best, because the people of Kasipul are now mourning, and they have lost the best, and it is not acceptable. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and tell us where you're watching in the comment section. Of course, your presence here is highly and really appreciated. You watch us, you bet on us, we bet ourselves for you. Remember, this is Mofo TV, your passport to adventure. And before we step out of the digital eye and we transition to Ong'Ondo show, just before, because I'm seeing my director is working on that transition, because hapa leo hatulali. We transition from one show to another because there is energy. We're feeling good to be back. And remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Remember to share. Welcome your friend. Let us make a family of Mofo TV, because this is your passport to adventure. And remember, we are growing as quick as you subscribe there. Now, maybe to other story just related to the digital eye, of course. Today, of course, was Labor Day, International Labor Day. And in Kenya, it is majorly led by one and only Kotu Secretary General, that is Francis Atwoli. They call him Ndugu Francis Atwoli. For long, growing up as kids, we've known him since maybe 2002, 2007, 2013, 18, 22. He has served different presidents. He has served Jomo Kenyatta. He has served Daniel Arap Moi. He has served Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Of course, he has also served the best president, according to me, whom I rank in the history. That is Emilio Mwai Kibaki, the third president of the Republic of Kenya. And of course, he's now serving one and only William Samoei Ruto. Of course, that is the current one. So I tend to believe like he has there have been speculation that this is his last term, of course, serving as Kotu Secretary General. And then in a post that we just posted on our Mofo TV, that's our Facebook page, we shared a post that was written by Fazul Muhammad about a good number of maybe Kotu representatives who are sharing the youth voice in the Kotu Secretariat. Unanipata? Kuna wazee ambao wana represent Kotu. They are planning for Kenyan future. And then according to Fazul Muhammad, he says like, these people who are planning for Kenyan future, they will not be there. They are planning for something that they will not live up to. They will not experience their planning right now. And then it raises a question, of course, because you don't know if we are living in the right country, and sometimes you feel the pain, the weight, of course, because mtu anakupangia future ni mzee. Wewe kijana ndo utaishi. Whether he's making a wrong decision or right decision, you don't know right now. But then you'll get to know because you will be the one who will experience whatever he's building and planning right now. So that is it. Today ilikuwa International Labor Day, siku ya wafanyikazi wa serikali. Wewe na mimi ambaye hatujaajiriwa labda na serikali, tulikuwa tu kama tunaona saizi tuko kazi. So tell us in the comment section, how did you enjoy your day, of course, and tell us maybe government employ. The matter of discussion here, as Pablito Jesse Julius had already told you, it was the matter of salary increase. I think he had gone through in the headlines. The matter of salary increase. Rent in increase. Nona? Chakula bei in increase. Chumvi in increase. Ilikuwa anga 5 bob tukigrow up. Saizi iko 7 imesonga 15 mpaka 25. Ukisonga mpaka sukari zime increase. Anything increases but not salary. And then on this day, we expect the president of Kenya, that is Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to say a positive thing, of course, about the labor, those who offer labor, wafanyikazi. I think when everything is increasing, mafuta inapanda, kila kitu inapanda, we need an increase in salary to curb the weight, to balance the equation. Does that happen? Does the employee add you something? Boss wako anakuongezanga kitu. So it raises a lot of questions because unapata where the equation doesn't get well is there where you find it is very hard to balance the current salary with how maybe things keep on maybe as inapanda. Unapata kama labda ni rent imepanda, unaona cost ya maisha inapanda sana. So today whatever the president did majorly was just to uphold whatever he promised Kenyans last year. And then akasema niaje, akasema ile 6% yenye ilikuwa proposed last year itafanya nini, ndo akaambia mkuu wa watumishi wa umma muite Felix Kosgei, anaitwa Felix Kosgei. Akasema niaje, akasema akamwambia we need you to do something about it. Now implementing the project yenye ilikuwa ya last year, 6% increment, I mean. So for this year 2025 akuja kuwa na hiyo increment. I'm asking a question. Is the president so maybe upset with how Kenyans reacted to the finance bill? Because there are no major, hakuna zile more avenues zilikuwa proposed to the 2024 finance bill. Kama ingekuwa implemented, there could be a lot of avenues. Sijui unanipata? There could be a lot of avenues to do what? To collect some more taxes. And I believe by collecting more taxes, workers wa serikali bana. Kama unapata kamita kamoja, kama unapata 1,100, 10,000, ungepata labda imesonga 10,500, 1 million, 1.5 million. But then for this year, a public worker, hakuna kitu ya kuongeza. I don't know how you feel about that, but nasema tuombeane mwisho mwema. And now to the last point, of course, tukimalizia, because the director is really working and trying to tell me Harambee Stars under 20 huko Egypt wanaipigana na Morocco. So whatever you're seeing on your screen are pure warnings that we need to step there. But then before to talk up, of course, ukiangalia the finance, the 2025 finance bill imekuwa kuna hiyo proposal nikiachia mbali maybe whatever is happening in Barkoi, but the 2025 finance bill proposal ishakuwa made. Cabinet secretary ushakaa chini baadaye washasema niaje hii kitu tunaweza ituma kwa parliament, itaenda parliament isome, of course you know the processes. Kuna hiyo first reading, kuna hiyo inaingia kama bill of right, you know. Wanafunzi walifungwa juzi, let me hope they didn't go with with the knowledge. So inapelekwanga hivyo, and then wasome first reading, second reading, and then ikifika third reading of course ndo hapo hivyo inakuwa inapitishwa, inaenda kwa gava, inakuwa amended. So we are waiting of course to see what the government is planning for us this year, and we don't hope like there will be chaos. That is our ultimate urge to the public. Let us have a dialogue, let us have a best way to have a negotiation in between you, the normal mwananchi, and the government of Kenya. And if at all maybe it calls for, let us speak it in a peaceful way, a way that is not intended kuharibu mali ya umma, labda kufanya mambo mengine. Director, when you're ready, let me know when you're shifting to Ong'Ondo show, because I'm seeing maybe you giving the warnings. And let me see, tell me in the comment section, what do you think about the 2025 finance bill? Like, unataka ikuwe aje? Unataka sukari iongeze, chumvi shuke, ama unataka majani pande? Unaona? Tell me in the comment section, and I know the government is also doing something that can get us maybe to a better life, because if it's not increasing the salary, then don't increase the taxes. I don't know, what do you think? If you don't increase the salary, don't increase the taxes, because if you're getting 10,000 shillings as a public worker, inafaa utoe hapo rent, inafaa utoe hapo food, inafaa utoe hapo transport, inafaa utoe hapo school fees, inafaa utoe hapo nini. There are major things, of course. You need to wear, of course. You need your health updated. Kama utalipa hiyo transport, kwa mfano you're getting let's say 30,000, utoe hapo rent, let's say it is 8,000, of course you remain 22,000, and then ukitoa hapo food, let's say as cheap as it can go 3,000, that is 19,000 you're remaining with, and then utoe hapo like the small subdivisions. At the end of the day, the pocket is really calling. There's no advance. By 25th, 28th, 27th, there's nothing you can do about it. And Kenyans are really suffering. So yesterday at speaking at Cooperative University, of course, he was invited by his daughter, that is former Prime Minister Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Alikuwa anasema ni aje Kenyans should learn, of course. Okay, it is the president, of course, who was telling Kenyans like we should learn to save something, of course. Akasema Tanzania na Uganda upping their game by saving. And then I'm asking as now Vincent Okinda, not even as Mofo TV, as Vincent Okinda, what should you save? How can you save? Because most Kenyans say like, we're living for the day. We are just living for the day. We live for the day. Ya kesho ni Mwenyezi Mungu. So if you're saving your money, like maybe you need NSSF, you need SHA, you need... Guys, tell me in the comment section what you think, and let us know what are your views about the same, and then nitakuwa nizisoma hapa live. If you are new here, remember to subscribe, consider subscribing, share our videos, welcome your friends, and I told you like, let us make the Mofo TV the very undisputed fastest growing channel. For Mofo TV is your passport to adventure. And then kama bado director hajanipeleka pande ya pili ya Ong'Ondo show, because we have a lot of popping stories there concerning football, let us take a minute to subscribe. Finya hiyo button kwa hapo hivyo, and then hiyo kengele, press it also, so that when we post our videos, when you go live, you can get the notification. And then after getting the notification, tell us about the discussion we are all having this tonight. Tell us about Charles Were, who was shot dead yesterday around City Mortuary. Tell us what you think. Tell us about the day you expect the government, through the head of state, that is Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the president, to add something to that salary increment, and then nothing comes out. Of course, he ordered the implementation of last year's promise of 6%. Go to Secretary General, ameomba rais, amwambia jamani, can you have an increment of salary to my people? And to that matter, of course, I had forgotten, sorry. Go to Secretary General Francis Atwoli, amesema like kama amechoka, and President Ruto is the last president. He is starving. So amesema after hii kaput, anatoka Huisero huko Kakamega County, amesema after hii anaenda kuangalia boma yake nyumbani, angalie wazazi kidogo, marafiki wake nini, kae na wazee kidogo, sasa anze kuongea mambo ya kuadvise serikali. So what do you think? Like, is the government using maybe people who are so we feel like they're not maybe in capacity to predict our future, or maybe youth, they don't have the quality, the tactics, and the proper planning that is required to plan our future. To the other point, kabla tu issue ni mingi tu, naona tu director na pia of course mwendeshaji kipindi anaitwa Jesse Julius alikuwa ametupangia hapa. There is a lot of issues of course, and then unapata like there is one man. If you visit our page, that is Mofo TV on Facebook, we have uploaded something about him. Captain Traore. Of course, he's the man Africa wants to see right now. Not only Burkina Faso, or call them Burkina Faso. Of course, tukiwa high school ulizwa like nyaje, what is the capital city of Burkina Faso? Tell me in the comment section. I believe kiongozi wa kipindi Jesse Julius, that is Digital Eye, will be giving out something about the same. Tell me the capital city of Burkina Faso, the country that is now an African watch, the country where each and everybody in Africa wants to associate with. Tell us maybe the capital city, and then after there, now let me tell you this story. The Captain Traore ambaye alipindua serikali ya kijeshi, yani alikuanga kama Muhoozi, General Muhoozi, like alikuanga captain. Of course alikuwa like maybe commander, anakuanga CDF, you understand? Ya commander, yani huyo kiongozi wa nini huyo wa jeshi of course. So baada kuona like gava haikuwa inafanya what was required, they decided to sit down and then they said like, let us take this mantle, let us lead our people to the destiny that they require. Gold is being mined in this country. Inapelekwa wapi? Like there are minerals which are being taken out of this country. Where are they taken? We call on for that. So they decided to sit down, and then of course wakachukua gava. So kutoka pindwe serikali, that is late in 2022. Of course there have been a lot of maybe happenings, but mostly the African watch, the African eye right now on Digital Show, it is the first story you are covering about that particular captain Traore, 36 years of age. He's now in lead and in command of Burkina Faso. Anaongoza wasee na yeye mwenyewe hana zile political characters, but now the country is celebrating. Yesterday, if not yesterday, that is the day before yesterday. Today is on Thursday, so yesterday, the day before yesterday was on Tuesday. Captain Traore alikuja kuona like niaje hapa Kenya. Of course we have that maybe maandamano, tuko na maandamano mingi nini, masuala mingi like finance bill, kuibwa kura, masuala mingi, but now for the first time in history of Africa and the world, of course, people came out yesterday, the day before yesterday, then wakaenda street wakasema niaje, we applaud whatever the captain is doing for this country. We are happy of his leadership. We are proud of our son. He has made sure that we are getting the equitable government resources. Whatever the government is giving out on behalf of its people, people are now getting it. So the whole Africa, as like individuals, wanasema like niaje, this man needs to be protected. Tulimwona Ghana, Saida alikuwa ameenda Akufo-Addo akiapishwa kuwa rais. Akaenda niaje, so alikuwa ameka podium wanamgoja. So from somewhere akaamua tu kutokelezea, like alitokelezea tu from nowhere. You know, when people plan maybe to see him coming from an official like official line, official presidential maybe walk, red carpet come through, he just appeared from nowhere. And then I'm meant to believe like this man, he's so like naweza sema like ni mjanja of course. Because having taken over the government and doing all this transition, making sure that the people of Burkina Faso can get whatever it is theirs, can utilize whatever is being mined in their country, it is the best way to go. We were colonized as Africans, but that doesn't mean like we remain tied to maybe our colonies. That is not the case. We remember in 2011, before his death, of course, that is Muammar Gaddafi was on the verge of uniting Africa. He was calling in a loud voice that Africa unite to be a one state. And there we use one currency, and there we have one president, and there we have governors representing each and every country. PLO Lumumba, the Pan-Africanist from Kenya, has always been calling for this, saying that as country, we need to come together. As Africa, we need to come together. Hapa Kenya tunatumia, for example, a certain network. When you go over the borders, ukiingia Uganda, unapata a different network. And then we're calling on for Africanicity. Until when? Go to America, you'll hear North America and South America Hakuna vitu za unatoka hapa na sijui unaenda wapi. Hizo vitu ndogo ndogo, let them maybe be in between, but they shouldn't make a squabble in between countries. Right now unapata like niaje kule Goma DRC, people are just dying mercilessly, of course, and it's not a good thing. So everybody, to the story now, everybody is just behind Captain Traore, and then wanasema niaje, this man has shown whatever it takes to be a leader in the Africa, because he's not selfish, like he's selfless, of course, and making sure that the people of Burkina Faso can enjoy democracy for a longest time. And now this is the case. The main reason why maybe the colonies, our former colonies, are after us, of course, is because of the gold. Ukienda DRC, there are minerals there that are being harvested. So when you jump over to Burkina Faso, you also find like kuna ile kitu ambao wanasema like niaje ni dhahabu. So Captain has made his turn, going unexpectedly to a different alley. Ametoka west akaingia pande ya Russia. Naelewa, Russia inakuanga na Brazil, China, South Africa, you know, that side. So there have been maybe allegations of late, like maybe he's trying to take the national property, that is the minerals, the gold, of course, in Burkina Faso, to his personal gain. President Vladimir Putin spoke and then said like, this man hatuuzi gold kwa sababu labda tumemforce, he's doing it voluntarily. So Captain, and then akakuja akasema niaje, the people of Burkina Faso need to enjoy whatever is theirs. Those people who are mining that gold are people from Burkina Faso. Those people who are engaged in processing are people from Burkina Faso. So huyu jamaa akasema niaje, whatever is so important should remain here. They are selling the final product. Hakuna ile like unapata like maybe sasa unapata mafuta, you know na, and then unaenda unaambia wase like niaje, the refinery company will be the company that has gotten in charge of these. Those people are going to maybe drill and do what people. That is not the way, because by doing this as Captain is doing, I believe people of Burkina Faso are getting employment. Wale watu wanachimba hiyo dhahabu, they are being paid, and they're not being paid simsim. They are being paid huge amount of money. And I believe, I'm not taking side, but if I have to take side, the country is taking shape. Because if you can utilize this by providing labor, and after selling, you get that income, boost the economy, why should people suffer? Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Are maybe Russia trying to use this advantage to make sure that they're humiliating and taking advantage of Burkina Faso, or the country is just right to make sure that we are having people we can work with on the market? Give me a banana, I give me a mango, I give you a mango, we share the business. Tell me in the comment section. Don't forget, kiongozi wa kipindi, the digital eye on Mofo TV, that is Jesse Julius, has a gift hamper for you. If at all you write down the message telling me the capital city of Burkina Faso or Burkinabe. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about him? So, kumekuwa na maybe pia coup, of course, planned coup, and he has really warned that those people want to oust him are people that are former soldiers, of course, are people from the people who hide in the neighboring country. Remember, that is Ivory Coast. And unapata like wale kama Kenya wanataka kutaka, kama kwa mfano Kenya upate like wale wanasumbua Kenya wamejificha Uganda, and they're former Kenyans, maybe soldiers and whatever they're there. So those people who had the first coup attempt, it was detected, and the country, the official communication was made. And then akasema niaje, like there was plans to undermine our government, and we managed to detect it. So he has warned the soldiers, akawambia niaje, make sure that you're guarding our country, make sure that our country is safe, because we have no second choice about this country. So tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Will Captain Traore at an early age of 36 years manage to lead the people of Burkina Faso to the glory, or those people who are making it, those people who are, I don't know if he or maybe he will be interfered by those people who have interest in the gold, because if he doesn't manage this situation, we can find Burkina Faso a very productive country finding itself in the crisis that Goma in DRC Congo is just undergoing. I don't know if we are ready to move on to Ong'Ondo show director, if at all. We are ready before we have our last story. I think director anasema bado kidogo. Let us move on to now the story that of course bado tunaomboleza, because Vatican City gave 9 days za kuomboleza aliyekuwa askofu ama papa wa kanisa la Katoliki, mwite Pope Francis. So we are still, of course, I believe we are still in the late days of 9 days zenye zilikuwa zimepeanwa. I don't know if 9 or 6, tell me in the comment section. Tunaomboleza papa ambaye alituaga na alishazikwa juma ambalo limeisha. So I think now there have been a discussion as Jesse Julius, the host of Digital Eye, of course, alikuwa amekupitishia akakwambia like we are having now preparations and that there's that debate. There is that debate if at all we can have an African pope. I'm not wrong. I mean it, like there is that debate of who is the next pope, and Africans are calling for this. Hapa Kenya kuna askofu Anthony Muheria, naona, so like au ndo wale mapema ambao tunajuanga. So I don't know if the country has the if the African content has the capability of producing the next pope. Atakuwa anaishi kule Vatican mazee, atakuwa anaishi kule Rome, atakuwa na like kule Rome, Italy, katu labda na oversee the schedules of God on behalf of Catholic Church. So Pope aliweza kuzikwa. He died at the age of 88 years, and the discussion is still on because people feel, of course, huyu alikuwa Argentinian. He was an Argentinian from South America, and people feel like this is the right time to have an African pope. And mind you, the question is the main discussion now is this one. People feel like the African pope will make a heavy stand, like atakuwa na very firm stand when it comes to the issue of maybe same gender sex. You understand? Because in the previous regime, yeah, Pope Francis, of course, alianza 2013 to 2025. Tumeona around 12 years. So tumeona like alisemaniaje, they can be blessed in the church, they can have their own arusi, you know, and all those sorts. So to some people, it sounds different. To some, it sounds different. I don't want to give the exact sides. But then, I don't know if there's that fear, like the African society has a different and a firm foundation, a firm stand, a firm belief that as God said in the Bible, a man and a woman will join to form a family. Mwanamke atawacha wazazi wake, atajiunga na mume, wawe ndoa ama wawe familia moja. So I really don't know if maybe that is the stand, but what I'm meant to believe is that there are a little chances of having an African pope. Personally, that is what I believe. I don't know what you believe. Is it the right time for Africa to give us the next pope? And whom is he? Because as a pope from Ghana, of course, amepigiwa makofi sana, like maybe amepatiwa kipaumbele, like he can make it. And I don't know, of course, there is that maybe process, wataenda wachaguane, wakisha vote. If they've selected maybe the required number, they'll go vote for them. Then after voting, wakisha vote, and then they'll have that public announcement of those people who will go now into the prayer session. Kumbuka hawa say uomba paka moshi toke kwa ile, I don't know, it's a chimney. Those who are Catholics can tell us it's a chimney. Of course, there is a white smoke that is always expected. And then ikishatokea, wase wana feel fiti, they appreciate, like we'll be having the next pope. But right now, we are having his deputy, who is in charge. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Is it the right time for Africa to get the next pope? In the comment section, of course, anasema Kim Kamau, my guy doing what he does best. Thank you very much, Kim Kamau. Keep sharing, subscribe, and keep us Mofo TV locked in. Kumbuka hii Digital Eye on behalf of Kijana Bila Mazua, Pablito Jesse Julius. Before we shift on to Ong'Ondo show, because hapa leo hatulali. And then Captain Traore should be the African president. That is it from the Mofo TV managing director. That is Maurice Ambaisi, all the way from abroad. So anasema like Captain Traore should be the African president. And then I think he reminds me, thank you very much, Managing Director, Mr. Managing Director, that is Boris Ambaisi. But his comment reminds me of the dream that the former Libya president alikuwa nayo. Nona, like he had a dream to make Africa a one state. He had a dream to unite Africa, to make sure that we are not speaking different languages. Language barrier. Unaona, let us make English like a common language. Nikiingia hivi Cameroon niongee Kiingereza. Let me not be a francophone anymore. So Gaddafi had that dream, and then he had started it. But unfortunately, whatever happened late in 2012, 2011 happened, and the dream was shut down. There have been scuffles, but I believe an African will rise one day, and Africa shall be united. So that is it in the comment section. Keep sharing. Tell us what you think about maybe the whole aspect of African uniting, the whole aspect of Africa producing the next Pope, and the whole thing about the assassination thing, Maze. Why should we lose our representative, our legislatures in a cold blood maybe encounter? So sio kitu fiti. I'm seeing director bado ananipatia dakika kadhaa kabla hatujaingia pande ya On Goal show, because remember there we are going to talk about the Kenya under 20, our expectation in AFCON yenye inaendelea kule Egypt, Arsenal and their expectation in the Champions League. They lost to PSG in the first leg. They are now going to move to the second leg that will be played in Parc des Princes, huko Paris, huko katika taifa la Tanzania. So tell me what you think in the comment section about maybe the whole idea. And remember, the host of the show, that is Jesse Julius, has a gift hamper for you. If you just write me the capital city of Burkina Faso, I think tutamdai, nitakusaidia kumdai na tutakupatia zawadi yako, because you are one of the people who are making us proud by knowing and understanding Africa. So keep us locked, keep us going in that section. And now before we move on to the On Goal show, I think we have the last story. But then, are you subscribing? Share, welcome your friends, tell them we are here, we are back. We've taken a minute aside, but we are back. We are back to make sure that we're making it happen. And now to the whole discussion, the story that people and the representatives of the government in Kenya don't want to hear, but we are going to tell you about it. It's the issue of the BBC documentary. The BBC documentary ilitolewa this week on Monday. It's a documentary that has made the Kenyan media, you know, bow down, of course. You look at it in its nature, there is deep analysis of how things used to happen during the Gen Z protest last year. Looking at that documentary, it gives you a sense. Inakupandisha inakushukisha, because unapata like having a taste of it. There's some parts you want to watch. There are some parts you are even given a disclaimer of how it is. And now this documentary was released on Monday, and people's expectation, after just a few hours, the whole episode was trending #1 in Kenya. The documentary was trending #1 in Kenya. And you know, when it trends in Kenya, it turns #1 in East Africa, of course, that is at X. So hii documentary ilitolewa, and people didn't want to hear much about it. Like why do you fear what happened during the broad lights? Hii kitu ilifanyika chini ya jua, maze. Everybody was watching, whether on telly, whether live, whether, you know. So we lost a good number of people. Of course, rest in peace to them. Tulipoteza vijana wadogo, maze. Speak of kina Rex Masai, speak of kina Eric. So we lost a young generation, which is so touching. Hawa ni vijana ambao walikuwa shule. They have dreams, but unfortunately they were shut down during the protest. So the documentary was out, and people were so fast to receive it. Tukaona some media station, of course, they covered more news about it, and people were happy to see whatever was happening. Others were very sad to see why should this come out, because they were not happy like they were celebrating. but it was a memory being made to them. Like wasi walikuwa nakaa chini unaangalia like your friend, of course, tear gas canisters being thrown all over, people running up and down, of course, having encounter with police, you know. So it was June 25th last year, just a few days, of course, maybe in less than 45 days we'll be there. So ukiangalia like this, an incident that happened during the anti-bill protest. Of course, watu walikuwa nakata the finance bill proposal. The tax, people felt like it was so high. So they had tried to speak through their National Assembly representatives. Member of Parliament, MPs, wakaenda wakasema, I vote yes, I vote yes, I vote yes. So to the final, Speaker Moses Wetangula said like the ayes have it because walikuwa wamepata 190 plus. The nays who said no to it, including Babu Owino, Peter Salasia, wakasema ni aje? No, ilikuwa 106. So all those we had maybe moved on and forgotten about them. But now, no front without back. I've always told you that. Hatuwezi enda mbele without reflecting back. We cannot move. We need to remember Kenya got independence in 1963. And then from there, 60 plus years, what are we doing? Are we feeling good of the youngest generation, that is Gen Z, coming back to street to tell us what we should do? That is not the case. So the documentary was out on Monday, and then there was a planned screening, public analysis of what happened. Other people sat down, watched it, called their friends, invited them to watch. So the media or in Kenya, of course, walipata news zao hapo hivyo, and then it went to the official matangazo, saa moja na saa tatu na kadhalika. So after having a deep consideration about it, the government decided maybe to consult the respective agencies. Wakamwambia ni aje, we are not ready for that public screening. Do you feel like Kenyans have been denied an opportunity to access the freedom they deserve? Do you feel like the media in Kenya is under attack? Because these are documentary major, let me say major media houses in Kenya, the giants, of course, they have an ability to get the best out of it. But do you feel like the media is under siege? Because we could have seen something like that months before. Did we have to wait until the international media does the work for us? Is it like we are not ready? Do we lack the quality in journalism? Tell us in the comment section, what do you think? So Gavai kaingelia ikasema ni aje ABCD, so wakasema like they gave out a report yesterday. Of course, I think nikipata all along nitakusomea how they were saying yesterday, but walikuwa wanasema ni aje walipata they were cut short. Their public screening was cut short, and then ikamwa ni aje they cannot do it. So different people have given their views about it. Of course, the prime cabinet secretary, that is Musalia Mudavadi, has spoken about it. Francis Atwoli, of course, has spoken about it. Also, Francis Atwoli going ahead to say like media, social platforms in China, UK, and wherever they are, they are like restrained, of course, like zinafuatiliwa sana. So Kenya pia need to do the same. Not forgetting like we have a constitution that allows freedom of social expression. So sijui hapo mnafikiriaje? So now to the main issue of discussion, unapata to another perspective, it's so sad, of course. Why do you sit and then to an international media, come does your work? Are we lacking quality? Are we lacking the superiority to do it? Or the media is under siege? Tell us in the comment section, what do you think? Before we continue, let me see some of your comments. Of course, Kim Kamau bado anasema the capital city of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou. Capital city of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou. I think the kiongozi wa kipindi anaitwa Pablito Jesse Julius will be doing something about it, because I know you are not away from the answer. You are just 99.9% to the answer. So anaitwa King Praise Mfalme anasema from ICS niko tuned, good work kiongozi. Asante sana King Praise Mfalme. So to the conclusion of this story, the documentary about BBC, of course, tumepata like there are people who are featured, and then Kenyans have been asking, why did Kasipul not included in the BBC interviews? Mbona hakuhusishwa? Is it because of his political stand, or is it because he had a little information that was not useful to the whole documentary? So I want you to talk to me in the comment section, those who are watching, of course, like niambie niaje, mbona hii kitu ina feel threat sana kwa gava? Why is the government feeling like is a threat? Of course, those memories give a different version of maybe whatever the young generation, that is Generation Z or Gen Z, went through. So tell me, why do you think like the government is maybe feeling this way? And what is the remedy to this? So tumeona like whatever was happening episode by episode, unapata like wase hawako wamefurahi sana, because it's a mixture of emotions. It provokes different emotions. Others who cry. We have our friends who watched it and they lost their fellow ones, they lost their children, they lost their brothers, you lost fellow comrades, of course. So the government like maybe liingilia kati and then ikasema like niaje, hakuna kuendelea kwa public screening. And I don't know if we have episode 2, but many Kenyans will be waiting to see if there is episode 2 of it. Tell me in the comment section, do you think like whatever happened last year during the 2024 finance bill has a reflection to this year? And if at all it doesn't have a reflection, is the government doing the whatever is required? Because nimekwambia salaries increase as other wages like increase, unapata transport na mafuta ina increase, of course, chakula, bei ya chakula ina increase, unapata like different maybe food and basic commodities ina increase. The salary is not maybe increasing, whether to public or private. So if it's not increasing, of course, inamaanisha like you are under threat. Because kama unalipwa 50,000, unapata like usage inaenda mpaka more than 50,000. Ikifika 28, 29, 30, nobody wants to hear about maybe anything to do with money. So it creates a country where there is like hand to mouth. Umepata salo yako, unanunua chakula, unakula, mavazi doesn't come basically. So tell me in the comment section, what do you think? And then nilikuwa nimekuuliza like, tell me in the comment section, what is the capital city of Burkina Faso? I said in the comment section, Kim Kamau alisema like niaje, the capital city of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou. I believe I have the best pronunciation when it comes to that capital city. So I think this will be second last story. The story before we move on to Ong'Ondo show. Our director is working tirelessly getting the best footages, best images for you. As you believe in us, you bet on us, we bet ourselves for you, and that is why we are Mofo TV, your passport to adventure. You get to adventure, explore different stories through online, what happened and the effects, of course. So you get to understand what is happening in different maybe avenues of life through Mofo TV, because your passport to adventure. Remember to follow us on Facebook at Mofo TV. Follow us, like our videos, like our updates, because we give instant news as they happen. We give you from there, and then we believe our main purpose is to serve you with the quality and trusted information that can help you to sustain the daily lives. Now kumekuwa na scuffles, of course, kumekuwa na scuffles in I think the Kipsigis. Juzi tuliona like maybe askari waliingia kule and the Rift Valley side wakaingia, and then watu 6 people, they lost their life. They were shot dead as alleged by different reports, and then wakapoteza maisha. The main problem, issue ya shamba. So issue ya shamba yenye ilikuwa inaendelea huko, unapata like it leads to people dying. I'm asking this question. In this 21st century, are brothers still fighting of land? You know? Are we still in the era where people are still fighting of land? And who is that superior going to invade the land that belongs to a certain community? So this was the incident that ilifanyika huko, and then Interior Cabinet Secretary, that is Kipchumba Murkomen, spoke about it, and then wananchi wakasema niaje, he's not understanding the issue well, and then they really defied his statement. So wakasema like he should maybe consider the best way to get it. Tuliona like the representative, that is IG, the Inspector General of the National Police, Kanja, walifika huko wakaenda kuambiwa live na wananchi how they feel and how the attack was, and the area MP, of course the neighboring MP was there also, pia akaenda kubonga akawambia like niaje, akawambia like niaje, I think my director is doing some good work. Ukiangalia hapo hivyo, is asking directly the capital city of Burkina Faso. Tell me in the comment section, tell me, even if you can share the real pronunciation in writing, of course, it is still advisable. Jesse Julius has a gift hamper for you for that. So I was saying like, do we still fight for land? Because kama a certain community belongs somewhere, is it right for you? You maybe you feel like maybe you're superior. Is somebody superior than a community? I believe not. So tuliona like people are shot dead, and people are having different views, and we feel for them. We feel for them because when lives is lost, the economy will struggle, because these people are the one who provide the economical power. They offer labor to get the daily taxes that build up a nation. Tell me in the comment section what do you think about. And then before we transition to the on-goal show, our last story, I believe our director is working tirelessly to get this done. Our last show now goes to one and only, the very controversial member of parliament, and he's none other than Peter Kalerwa Salasia. They call him Peter Salasia. This is a member of parliament mwenye amekuwa like he has been vocal, speaking his mind, of course, and he fears, of course, he doesn't fear the public argument. He doesn't mind about what the government speak about him, or what maybe the social media people speak about him. So he had the first round of his rally. Alikuwa na rally yake ya kwanza to the western side, trying to educate them about different issues, including the voting campaign. So he has already made his public announcement that he's going to be on the debe when it comes to 2027. Peter Kalerwa Salasia made it clear that he's going to be on the ballot when it comes to 2027. I'm not looking at this perspective in Peter Salasia's eye only. I'm looking at this thing as yesterday, if not yesterday, the other day, that is Morara Kebaso, the party leader of Inject Party, he was urging the young generation, that is Gen Z, like he was telling them, we should not only prepare 15 million people as voters. We are the majority. We can come out and vote for our people. We can come out and go for these positions. He was also speaking this in perspective to people who have been serving the government for the last 30, 40 or so, whatever years they've been in the government, but they have not changed anything. Advising the young generation, that is Gen Z, to take up the mantle. He said in his statement, like, because something has never happened, it doesn't mean like it can't happen. History is broken. History is made to be broken, and history is made. So if we are not breaking anything, we can make history. That is what Morara Kebaso was trying to mean. So alikuwa anambia vijana like niaje, after seeing the coalition that is also trying to come together, that is Martha Karua, the president of PLP party, former deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, former interior cabinet secretary, that is Fred Okengo Matiang'i, and also a good number of former vice president of Kenya under the old constitution, that is Kalonzo Musyoka, also former the party leader, of course, DAP, that is Eugene Wamalwa, former international representative, of course, UNT card, that is Mohisa Kitui. Walikuwa piga picha pamoja, and they're also trying to plan their house to make sure that they are going to gang up when it comes to 2027. So alikuwa anapanga hiyo, and then we believe like walikuwa anapanga hiyo. So the whole issue is all about Peter Salasya. Ukiangalia like the whole MP amesema like niaje, his focus is now to campaign for 2027. He has been having a very outstanding work when it comes to Mumias East. People have not complained as to other constituencies. They have been complaining. He has been ranked amongst the best performing MPs in Kenya, in line with the Ndindi Nyoro, Babu Owino, and Didmas Baraza from Kimilili, that is in Bungoma. So amekuwa amongst top 5, top 10, top 5, top 10, top 2. Amekuwa akionyesha hard work and how the public fund from the government can be used to make sure that people are benefiting. The taxpayers are benefiting from whatever they are giving. So amesema 2027 he's going for the debe. Do you believe Peter Salasya has the capacity as a young leader who is only 32 years of age, and by 2027 he will be hitting at 35 years, which is constitutionally allowed for somebody to vie for presidential presidential position in 2027? Peter Salasya atakuwa 35 years of age. Do you believe by him serving one term in Mumias is ensuring his geniusness, his delivery, his strategic plannings for the people of Mumias, he can transform the same to the government of Kenya and to the people of Kenya to make sure that we are enjoying the fruits of independence since 1963. So amekuwa na the first tour Elisha, and then he's now on the second tour. Today as we're speaking, he was in Busia County trying to preach the same gospel of him going for the big seat in 2027 and trying to rally the Western people to rally behind him as the only hope that Kijana Wamalwa, one day before his death, he stood and then said like, mtu kutoka Magharibi will lead. One day the Mlebe house will be in order. Do you believe like Peter Salasya is the hope for the country? Do you believe like for the longest time, the people from Western Kenya, that is Kakamega, here now people from there call it Kaks, you know, Busia, Vihiga, and Bungoma, including Trans Nzoia. Do you believe like for the whole generation, for the whole 60 years, we have never had a one voice? And now Peter Salasya is the potential leader? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in the hope? And do you believe in Morara Kebaso saying like youth should stand up for this position? You as a youth, besides taking kura yako, what are you preparing for? Are you just preparing to vote them out? What if the system thing is included and discussed in fully? Are you feeling like you are safe only to vote, or you are only safe to try and go for that position and serve your people, serve your community, serve the nation? Tell me in the comment section what you think, and if you think like as youth we have the capability to come up and rise, take up the position and go where we can go and take this country to the next level that are required. So from Mofo TV, we wishing Peter Salasya all the best, and we wish him the best. Now to the last story as we transition to the Ong'Ondo show is the story of one Siaya governor, James Agri Orango. James Agri Orango is the governor of Siaya County after serving as senator for 2 terms. When there was a broad-based government, kila mtu aliingia waka make a broad-based government, and then there was agreement. So it is not like ODM party joined the Kenya Kwanza Alliance to form a coalition. But as we've been advised by one and only former prime minister, that is Raila Amolo Odinga, amesema like we did not join the government. We just came as consultants and as people who want peace. Now all of a sudden, not only James Agri Orango, but also Peter Anyang' Nyong'o from Kisumu, that is governor for Kisumu County. They've come out as very vocal leaders to stand and say like, why is the government taking this shape? There have been instances where Governor Orango has been criticizing the government on different issues. And today, he has been speaking, criticizing the government about the same. Orango anasema ni aje, we cannot continue with this country the same way things are being taken. We cannot go the same way the government is going. There are underlying issues in the judiciary. There are different issues the government is not addressing. He feels like the government is not delivering 100%. Amesema ni aje? He is ready to go to jail again. He's not a new member. He's not a fresh member. Orango is known in the Kenyan politics in the 1988, in the 1990s, in the 1987s. This is a team. He was amongst the team that fought for more than one party. Kulikuanga na KANU, by the way. Only KANU. Moya akikuja akisema tingiza, watu wanatingiza. Tingiza, tingiza. So the team of Orango, Martin Shikuku, Kenneth Matiba, Masinde Muliro, these are people who came out vocal, held rallies, held demonstrations, and told Moi, we want a multi-party system. They fought it, they won it. And then he comes right now, he feels like there is uncomfy in the government. Having made an agreement with the ODM party, it is not a way, it doesn't indicate that the government should be run in that direction. Orango amesema he is ready to go back to jail. He has urged the Generation Z, that is Gen Z, to stand up and watch where the nation is going, saying he is behind them. They, as the society, as the people who fought for multi-party system, fought for different rights in Kenya, they are behind this Gen Z to make sure that wanapata whatever they voted for and they're getting the best to serve their country. So do you think like Orango and Anyang' Nyong'o and all those leaders, because we have seen some vocal leaders, talk of Peter Kaluma joining the government, the Junet Mohammed joining the government and speaking the language the government want to hear, but Orango and Anyang' Nyong'o have came out so vocal to speak and criticize the government. For there to be democracy, let me remind you, there needs to be an opposition. Opposition main work is to criticize and to act as a watchdog to the government of the day. ODM having made an agreement with the government, with the Kenya Kwanza, it meant like to some extent their ideas are aligning, because we can't join hands if our ideas and goals and visions are not aligning. So Orango and Anyang' Nyong'o have woken up, have watched in front, and they have made it clear, like the government cannot continue being run as it is. As you see on your screen, that is the team yenye ilipigania multi-party. Kiangalia huyo jamaa kona macho nne, director na kuonyesha mzuri, that is James Agri Orango in his days. I believe he was the only junior during that time, because kiangalia kina Kenneth Matiba, kiangalia kina Martin Shikuku, kiangalia kina Masinde Muliro, they were the senior councils of course by that time. So kiangalia Orango, I think I think Orango is behind Martin Shikuku in that bigger picture. Kiangalia vizuri Orango ndio yule pale nyuma, huyo mwenye ameinua ameangalia mzuri. Huyo sasa, I think now the picture is so clear. That is the man standing behind Martin Shikuku. Martin Shikuku amesimama hapo, anasema wakiongea by that time, hiyo ndio timu ilipigania multi-party system. Wakasema like ni aje, akaambia Moi, baba, you are the president but you cannot have one country. Let us one party. Let us have a multi-party to make sure that the government is moving forward. So do you believe like the government, the Orango system has recharged, and now they want accountability from the government? They want to see a clear and transparency when it comes to the public funds, and they want a good vision for the people of Kenya, because not all of us mean well for the next generation and for the future of this country. So tell me in the comment section, are the leaders who joined the government sleeping, or do we have somewhere we can say like these are the people who are speaking for us? Do you feel like the opposition maybe right now led by former deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, being led by other people? So what I'm meant to see is if at all him trying to rally the youth to stand for their rights, will they manage, and will the youth come out? You as a youth utatoka nje, na kama hautatoka nje, what are you planning to do? Because Orango says he is ready to teach you the experience they went through in 1988 fighting for multi-party. Tell me in the comment section what do you think, and if at all this new call is a wake-up call to the sleeping giant in opposition, and if at all he's having his own meaning, or if at all he's fighting for the self-interest. So that is it. And not only him, as I can maybe remember and watch on my screen, it is not only him that was fighting for this, but also the former president, the fourth president of Kenya, alikuwa anasema ni aje, we can he's been really urging the youth to come and stand for their right, because that is what matters and that is what is important to them. So I think my director is just bringing you a good picture. I think pia napenda hii picture. Naona John Mwilwathi anasema like Nico live. Thank you very much John Mwilwathi for watching, and wherever you are, keep welcoming your friends to this biggest and fastest online channel that is growing. John Mwilwathi is a media personality from Pamoja Radio, Enyiko based in Kibra. So that is the team that really fought for multi-party system, and they meant it. They walifaulu vita zao, and Orango speaking whatever he's speaking right now, he's speaking it from an experience. Remember, the team was bigger, but the likes of Martin Shikuku, the first the first member of parliament from Butere, he's a rest in peace, and also Martin Shikuku is also a rest in peace. So tell me in the comment section, Maze, what do you think? What do you feel about these sentiments by the governor of Siaya County? Will he be ousted out of the office because he's trying to criticize the government, or will he manage to make sure that he's driving a force that means well for this republic, a force that means well for the country? Tell me in the comment section. I am waiting for your answers. Kando na Kim Kamau, sijaona others who are following who told me the capital city of Burkina Faso, because my director and the leader of show, that is Jesse Julius, akona gift hapa ya kukupatia this evening. Good work being done here. So tell me in the comment section what do you think, and also what do you think about our former president, that is President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya, also speaking to the comrades in Uganda. Aliwa urged, like, let them stand. Nobody will come to save Africa. We offer the solution to ourselves. Nobody will come outside to save Africa. Hapo chini bado ya cities unapata director anasemaniaje, the capital city of Burkina Faso. So far, I have one comment that is 99.9% closer to the answer. That is from Kim Kamau. Tell me in the comment section, what is the capital city of Burkina Faso, a country which is led by Captain Traore, whom the managing director of Mofo TV, Mr. Maurice Ambaisi, has said and urged, like, he's given out his views. Anasema like he should be the next he should be the African president, not only the Burkina Faso president, because of his firm standing in the political arena and safeguarding the rights of the people in Burkina Faso. So I think that is it for the digital eye. The digital eye, we have to bring it at that point. We have to end it at that point. Tunaifikisha hapo, tuvuke pande ya pili, but remember to subscribe. What do you think about different issues in Kenya? Of course, the issue of assassination, different issues in Kenya about the issue of people being killed because of interest of the land, and people being brought down just mercilessly because of in a Cold War. Those are representatives. So tell me in the comment section, and I am ready to get your answer done. Nikiangalia screen yangu, whatever is happening on the other side, Chelsea, of course, the Chelsea team from England is playing against Djurgården, a team from Sweden. Any team wenye former, I think the current captain of Kenya, that is Michael Olunga, alikuwa anachezea, leading 3-0 on 65th minute. Goals scored by Jadon Sancho, an assist by Enzo Fernandez, and then Madueke, of course, an assist by Enzo Fernandez, and then the third goal just scored some 2 minutes ago some few minutes ago by Nicholas Jackson, and then he has come again as we just speaking. Chelsea are leading 4-0 courtesy of another goal from Nicholas Jackson. That is it. And then to other news, of course, like in knockout stage Europa League, Athletic Club wako chini maze. This is a disappointment to me. This is a disappointment to me. I am speaking in disappointment because Athletic Club are down 3-0. Athletic Club wamepigwa 3-0 na mighty Manchester United. I think from there my director is doing an amazing job. Mazee, usitoke, karibisha mwendako, let us join, let us make sure that we are here. And if you're not, subscribe and keep the family going, because Mofo TV, we are your passport to adventure. So as you're speaking, 67 minutes of play, Manchester United are leading 3-0, playing against Athletic Club. Yeah, let me show you the scorers. Of course, Athletic Club were 10 men, but the first goal was scored by none other than Casemiro, an assist by Manuel Ugarte. And then the second goal was scored by one and only the captain, fantastic Bruno Fernandes. And then another goal was scored again by Bruno Fernandes at the 45th minute. To the knockout stage ingine, Tottenham are playing against Bodo Glimt, and Tottenham are leading 3 goals as we're speaking right now. Goals by Brendan Johnson, James Maddison, and of course Dominic Solanke scoring a penalty for the Tottenham Hotspur. And then to other, Real Betis are leading 2-0. This is a good news to Chelsea, because if at all Real Betis could proceed to the next level, we can have an opportunity to see a very good final in between the winner in between Chelsea and Jugadin, and Real Betis against Fiorentina. Remember, Fiorentina have one of the best goalkeepers, that is former Manchester United goalkeeper David De Gea. And then to the Premier League, of course, Brentford are leading 2-0. Brentford are leading 2-0. Not leading, but it's full time. Brentford 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Brentford 2, Nottingham Forest 0. So what is there? Let me take you direct to the table, because here things are changing. Number 1, of course, and the winners of the EPL, that is Liverpool, 82 points. Arsenal, 67 points. And then next is Newcastle United, 62 points. Manchester City, number 4, with 61 points. And then Nottingham Forest, 60 points, sitting in the 6th position after losing to Brentford. Chelsea remain intact to the 5th position with 60 points, having played 34 games from number 1 to the number 20. Of course, 3 teams have been relegated. That is Southampton, Leicester City, and Ipswich Town. They have already been relegated. So I believe that is good news to Chelsea. That is good news to Manchester City. If at all the mighty Nottingham Forest, who've been enjoying the good form this year, have lost it. And now to the issue, to the center of discussion. Tumeona vijana wa nyumbani, that is Harambee Stars under 20. They are participating in AFCON under 20 AFCON in Egypt. They are participating in under 20 AFCON in Egypt, and they've had their first game this evening. Wamekuwa na game yao ya kwanza this evening, and I believe my director is also trying to give me the full time results. Kenya has lost 3-2 to Morocco. Kenya has lost 3-2 to Morocco, and I don't know what is your view about this, because that is it. Of course, Bana Jairo having saved a penalty could be 4-2, but Kenya wame lose, having taken the lead, but we came, and then the West Africa based, that is Morocco, they have managed to win against Kenya. Is not a good news. That is seeing like I'm a bit confused, because nchi mbele siku zote. So we are having those as the result, and I don't see if it's a big deal, because the first game is our first encounter. Captain Wanjala spoke to the representative, to the fans, Kenyan fans, akwambia like niaje, we should have high hopes. So the next game, of course, I believe we will be playing against Tunisia, and we believe they are going to see fire moto. So Kenya have lost against Morocco for the first game, and we believe like we'll be doing some amazing job when it comes to the second leg, to the next game, because if you qualify to the finals, that is the qualification, direct qualification that we'll be receiving to join the World Cup Under-20 that will be happening later on next year. So that is it. Kenya has lost to Morocco 3-2, but the boys, I believe, want me to feel. I believe Morocco have felt us. The only difference I feel here is because Kenya, when you it comes to when you check the matters of selection, we select players based on their merit. Of course, there are different talents in the Republic of Kenya, and unapatanga like my boys wanafanya too fit, like they're just playing amazing job in whatever team they're playing and representing, of course. But then to this one, unapata like it becomes a challenge. Looking at Morocco, for example, this is a team that has a national academy where it is called Mohammed VI, where the National Academy harbors all the talents from the age of 7, 12, hivyo ikikuja under 15, under 14, under 13, zote they are harbored in the national interest, in the National Academy. Mahali penye Ziyech wametokelezea, mahali penye Krafia Kimi wametokelezea, that is what we call for Morocco. But when it comes to Kenya, unapata player like maybe Kevin Wangaya, Adrian Kebet, you know, they are good players, they are talented, multi-talented, of course. They are playing for maybe bigger academies outside Kenya. But now the issue of gelling, we have a limited time to train, and then it takes mentality, because these boys are still maturing, like hawajapata ile good feel, like hawajakaa vizuri sana. So it becomes a challenge, because unapatanga like hawa vijana wanapata challenge when it comes to that gelling. Gelling is not something that you can just sleep about and then wake up the next day. So having lost this game, we don't take it maybe like we have lost the whole entire competition. I believe Harambee Stars under Salim Babu have the capability and the potential to come strong to the next game that they'll be playing in this Group B, and then watupeleke mbele, of course. That is what we expect, because the government has invested, maybe the ministry has given them their fair share. The boys are in high spirits. Having seen Bernie McCarthy accompanying the team to Egypt, Cairo, that is a good indication. So I believe like the team is in the right position, and we'll be having a good opportunity to go ahead and qualify to the next level. So the next game we are going to play, I believe like we'll be in the best shape to make sure that we are playing our best and giving the country whatever it takes to be there. So to the other players that walikuwa wameitwa, of course they had an international friendly with Ghana, where they drew 2-2, and then it was their final preparation before they played tonight, of which they've lost. We don't blame the boys. These are young boys. They have tried to carry the national flag and the Sekafa and different maybe capability in different spaces. So we don't blame them, but we take it as a positive notch. So to the next game, we say Harambee Stars mbele daima pamoja. Good players like Kelly Madada from FC Leopard, Hassan Bija from FC Leopard. Of course, they are good players that have experience of the FKF Premier League test, and they are able to transform that experience to the national team under 20 and give the Kenya the best result we ever wanted. So tumepoteza game ya kwanza mazee, and heads high to the next level. So yeah, that is it, I think, from maybe the current trending, and then let us finish this on-goal show to the most trending story, the story of the day, the story of the week, story yenye kila mtu anataka kuona mazee, and that is Arsenal. I again for another time withdraw, because unapata like I was among the people who said like Arsenal did not have the capacity to win against Real Madrid. So to my shock, to my disbelief, to the disbelief of many, they went ahead and won both home and away. What I'm meant to believe right now is they are now playing a semi-final, and the last time Arsenal played a semi-final, they played against Real Madrid in 2006, where they won at Bernabeu, and Thierry Henry, courtesy of Thierry Henry goal. So they won, and then they went ahead to the final, and then they met Barcelona. They were winning it until Lionel Messi and the likes of Samuel Eto'o. I think Lionel Messi was still under 19, not even given the jersey number 10. So until the Samuel Eto'o, Carlos Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, Gerard Piqué, Jordi Alba, name them all, until they woke up and then they won the game 2-1. Now to this one, they are playing a semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain. The first leg that was played at Emirates Stadium, they lost 1-0, courtesy of Ousmane Dembele, goal from Ousmane Dembele. So we expect Arsenal going to France next week to give us a magic. We expect Arsenal going to France to give us a magic. They have lost the first game against Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. And looking at how they played the game, PSG started the game on a high momentum. They dominated Arsenal in the first 20 or 25 minutes. They made sure like they are not finding their form. They started against Real Madrid. I believe Luis Enrique is a clever coach. Of course, he had watched against Real Madrid, and then he knew like this team is playing this way. They have this maybe potential. They have this weakness. So tuliona like a fully fit, of course, almost fully fit, because looking at Arsenal midfield, I believe like they really lacked the Ghanaian representative, the Ghanaian international player, that is Thomas Partey. Walimkosa sana Partey, because Partey gives Rice an opportunity to do what? To flex in between, like anapatenga ile chance ya kuflex kwenda mbele na kurudi nyuma. So walipoteza hiyo chance, and then I believe like it was an opportunity yenye iliwatoa nje sana. So PSG had a good game against them. Of course, Mendes trying to make sure like hakuna mtu anapita kwenda wapi, hakuna, he grounded all them, and he made sure like the likes of Luis Kelly, they are not getting whatever the prime time they got during the Real Madrid. So wanaenda huko next week, and we believe like Arsenal have the ability to bring a comeback. A remontada will be brought back. If at all it can't be brought back, then it was good having them, because the Premier League has already gone. They are not in Club World Cup champion, and then this one is their only hope. So Arteta has spoken and then said like we are going to get a win that will take us to the final. To the other semi-final, we saw yesterday Inter Milan playing against Barcelona, and the game ended in 3-3 draw in Spain. So we are waiting to see the Lamine Yamal magics to the next level, to the next semi-final, to the next leg, of course, in huko Italy. And the one thing about Italian football, they do it much in defending. Wanapenda like say wanapenda, it is a culture. Speaking of the likes of kina, the giants, of the defense in the Italian football, like wale wase wanajuanga like whatever it takes, we have to protect maybe our defense. So yesterday Lamine Yamal aliwaleta back, and then Rafinha and Ferran Torres, they did whatever they can to make sure that Barcelona didn't lose the game at home, and that they're traveling to Italy where they expect to go and have that win. It's a team that has been on the prime form since Luis and Hansi Flick, of course, took over. They have enjoyed their 3-time win back-to-back against Real Madrid, and that the last weekend walishinda kikombe ambayo it gave them opportunity ya kushinda the Copa del Rey. So they're enjoying their moment, and I believe boys are balling. No Lewandowski, no problem. So tell me in the comment section, whom do you think will be on the final when Arsenal and PSG play the second leg in Paris, and then Barcelona will be playing against Inter Milan in Italy. So tell me, whom do you think will be on the final, and to why, and to which reasons? So that is it. I think to the another episode tutakuwa tunashoot kesho maze. I think we are back after a long time. Tumekuwa tukipanga mipango hapa na pale. We are back, and we are happy because you're keeping us locked and keeping us driven, because your subscription, your watching keeps us going. Sijui kama kuna the new comment, maybe those people who have joined late, and those people who have joined us late, the only wish, and the only wish we have is you subscribe and you keep us going, because by subscribing you help us. I had asked you a question about the capital city of Burkina Faso, a country that is led by one and only, that is Captain Traore, of whom many have admired his leadership. Many have wanted him to take over Africa and make sure that he is representing. So Maurice Ambaise anasema Inter will play Arsenal in the final of the Champions League. I don't know what if that is possible, but that is it from the managing director Mofo TV company. anasema like Arsenal will be playing against Inter Milan. Tell me in the comment section what do you think, and then we will be there on the final at the end of this month, because we are having Club World Cup yenye itakuwa inaanza as soon as the second week of June, and the club that are merited, Arsenal is not there, Manchester United is not there, and other bigger team, including the likes of maybe Inter Milan are there, and other teams. So tell me in the comment section what do you think itakuwa the final. Yeah, to those who've been locked in, we say thank you because you've kept us going. That is Kim Kamau, that is Maurice Ambaisi, the managing director Mofo TV. Thank you, Bosi. And then King Praise Mfalme alikuwa na watch akiwa pale ICS, and then of course John Mwilwathi alisema like he is locked in. And then now to the final conclusion of this. As according to our question, the country that is led by Captain Traore, that is Burkina Faso, or others call it Burkinabe, is none other than the capital city is not away. It's 100% Ouagadougou or Ouagadougou, whatever it is. And the winner is Kim Kamau, I believe the host of the show, that is the Digital Eye, Mr. Pablito Jesse Julius, will giving out the gift hamper. We'll make the connection on how we can get that. And by chance, you are right and you deserve the gift hamper. So that is it for today. I think we'll be linking up again with you tomorrow through the different shows. And remember, we're going to introduce a very new show, that is Let's Inspire. We are going to talk about different stories, different encounters of life. Kuna mtu ambao umepitia shida mazee, umepitia shida ukakuja ukaqualify maisha, or you made an opportunity through a sarcastic way. You made a potential out of something that was not seen to merit. So we'll be opening another show ambayo tutakuwa tunaifungua officially kesho, tutakuwa tunailaunch kesho, and then we believe like everything itakuwa best sana. But this evening, great thanks for keeping us watched. Those who have been sharing, those who have been watching us, we are grateful because you've done us amazing by being there. We are assured that we are transforming you to the adventures that we aim about. So keep subscribing, share, karibisha ndako to our Facebook page at Mofo TV. Ingia pale maze. Press the follow button, follow us, keep us going, because we are here, and we are here not just because of us, but you bet on us, we bet ourselves just for you. Mofo TV, your passport to adventure. Nyuma ya kamera amekuwa kijana mmoja msaidizi anaitwa Collins Ocheng, ambaye amekuwa akitusaidia kuangalia kwamba unapata zile, labda nikisonga huku unaniona. He has made sure that you are getting this. And then to the fourth official and to the director of the day, that is Silas Dalmas, ama anaitwa Aboge, ama Cyracus, ama whatever it is, kijana ambaye ana majina mengi sana. He has always made sure like you are getting this episode in a very defined way and in a very quality state. And then to the fourth official now who joined the direct team and made sure like the graphics in you unapata hapo is a Champions League labda under 20 Kenya, you know, all those better graphics that you've gotten there is none other than the leader and the host for the Digital Eye, that is Jesse Julius, who later on joined the production team to make sure that you are getting this as it is quality behind the scene. And to this level, I think to this minute, we call it off. Tunakafunga maze. Until tomorrow, God bless you, God be with us. I am Vincent Okinda, representing for On Goal Show each and every day. Keep subscribing. Adios, see you tomorrow. Good night.